You're not too independent. You just got tired of relying on unreliable people. Ah, yes, the classic plot twist. Somewhere along the way, independence stopped being a strength and became a full-blown survival mechanism. Not because you're emotionally unavailable, not because you're too much, but because every time you reached out, no one showed up. Now, do these thoughts sound familiar? I don't want to owe anyone anything. It's easier if I just do it myself. Every time I depend on someone, I end up disappointed. Dear friends, these aren't quirks of your personality. They're warning labels written in the ink of past betrayals. What the world calls hyper-independence is often just a nervous system bracing for disappointment. I'm Dylan Moore, author, cognitive behavior specialist, and dedicated advocate for women's empowerment and men's emotional healing. In this discourse, let's unveil transformative strategies to restore your balance, reclaim your power, and anchor you in unshakable strength. Let's unravel the absurd social expectations that have kept you imposed in chaos. Let's expose the inherited beliefs that gaslight us into self-doubt and dismantle the emotional nonsense we've been conditioned to accept as normal. Now, a word on why independence became a defense mechanism. If asking for help feels impossible, consider the following. You learn that vulnerability comes with a price. If help was inconsistent or weaponized, you learned to stop asking. You were the strong one early on, and strength became your armor because weakness was never safe. You were punished for needing things. Maybe you were told to get over it, figure it out, or worse, made to feel like a burden. You saw others collapse under pressure and swore you'd never be fragile. You were applauded for self-sufficiency, not because it was healthy, but because it was convenient for them. Hyper-independence and protective withdrawal from a therapeutic perspective falls under what we call a trauma response, in which people retreat emotionally and practically to shield themselves from repeated disappointment. In CBT, this aligns with distorted core beliefs like, I can't trust anyone, or I'm only safe when I'm in control. Hyper-independence is not empowerment. It's a barricade built from broken trust, and while it feels like self-reliance, it often isolates you from the very support that you deserve. Now, a word on the hidden cost of doing it all yourself. If you never ask for help, how do people know you're drowning? They don't, and then you resent them for not noticing. If your value is measured by how little you need, what are you teaching others to give you? If you believe being strong means being silent, how do you process pain? Spoiler, you don't, you suppress it. If you do everything alone, who gets to show up for you? Because independence should be a choice, not a trauma response in disguise. How to relearn independence without losing yourself. Start with small tasks. Not every favor is a grand gesture. Let someone bring you coffee or help carry the groceries. Notice the discomfort staying with it. Allow support might feel foreign. That's not weakness. That's called healing. Challenge the belief that needing help makes you less. It makes you human. Let others show up. Don't preemptively decide they'll fail you. That's old data. Define your own version of support. Independence doesn't mean surrendering control. It means choosing connection over isolation. Why these steps work according to therapy, not social media. This healing journey draws from CBT attachment theory and trauma-informed care. You're not simply learning to ask for help. You're rebuilding neural pathways that associate closeness with safety, not danger. In CBT, challenging the belief that I'm only safe if I do everything myself is a powerful reframe. When you act against the avoidant instinct and allow in safe support your brain to learn that independence is not a threat, it's a resource. Healing isn't just asking for help, it's teaching your nervous system that you're finally safe enough to receive it. And now, a most empowering realization. If you were never too independent, you were just too often let down. The world told you to be strong, but what it meant was silent, stoic, self-sacrificing. But here's the truth. Scandalous as it may be, strength is not silence. Power is not isolation. And you're allowed to lean, to ask, to receive. So tell me, who taught you that you had to carry everything alone? And more importantly, what becomes possible when you let that belief go? Drop a like or comment below. Let's normalize strength that makes space for support. Together we rise, together we thrive. Let's rise fierce into a new life of personal power and freedom.